There's no doubt dolphins are intelligent and creative. But do they feel emotions, like grief or joy? Can they make friends with one of us? In the British West Indies, a wild bottlenose dolphin named Jojo has developed a highly unusual bond of friendship with a man. Jojo belongs to no dolphin family or social group. He's one of the very few dolphins in the world who seeks out human contact, especially his pal, a naturalist named Dean Bernal. Years ago, when tourists swam into Jojo's feeding grounds and tried to touch and harass him, he would bite their hands in self-defense. A resort owner tried to get him put in captivity. Dean Bernal intervened and was appointed Jojo's official warden.
It took months to build Jojo's trust. Each day, he swam a little closer. But finally, we became good friends. We've been meeting at Sunfish Reef every day for 15 years.
Jojo finds his favorite toy fish an endless source of fascination.
Jojo and I spend a lot of time exploring his world.
A nearby resort runs boats through the dolphins' feeding grounds, injuring several dolphins badly, including Jojo. One dolphin was killed by sharp propeller blades. Some of Jojo's wounds were nearly fatal, but Dean led him into shallow water and nursed him back to health with antibiotics. This painful medical treatment would have been impossible without the strong bond of trust between these two.
Yourself, no matter what they say.
Tomorrow I have to go away for 4 months. I wish I could speak to Jojo to reassure him that I'll hurry back to see him.
You can hardly blame Dean for wishing he could talk to his underwater companion. But will we ever learn how dolphins communicate? To find out, a young scientist has followed her dream to a place where dolphins swim free. Just a hop, skip, and a jump off the southeast coast of Florida is that mellow string of islands called the Bahamas. Here, the living is easy for Kathleen Dzinski and the dolphins she studies. Just one problem. This is hurricane country. Hopetown is home base for Kathleen as she studies dolphin communication and social behavior.
I've been living and diving here on and off for almost 4 years, researching the dolphins and getting to know my neighbors.
There are 1,500 miles of reef in the Bahamas. The combination of deep and shallow water is an ideal dolphin habitat. They feed in deep water, then rest and socialize over sandbars in shallow, crystal-clear waters where sharks can't easily sneak up on them from below.
I teach dolphin conservation, but my main passion is studying communication among Atlantic spotted dolphins. I've custom-built a video rig with 2 underwater microphones so I can eavesdrop on dolphin conversations.
And you have the 2 underwater microphones right here, which are hydrophones.
My research is aimed at one underlying goal. I hope to use any knowledge I gather to help protect these animals. In the United States, it's illegal to swim with wild dolphins. Here in the Bahamas, I never forget that I'm entering their habitat, their home. Whenever I approach a group of wild dolphins, it still makes my heart race. They're unpredictable and majestic, graceful yet powerful animals.
To study their communication, Kathleen videotapes the dolphins and records the sounds they make. Dolphins use a distinct set of sounds to communicate with each other. Chirps, squawks, clicks, whistles, and click trains. Kathleen looks for consistent matchups between behavior and vocalizations. Whenever two adults approach each other, they make click sounds till they meet. Then there are two alternatives. If the two separate right away, they chirp actively. But when two adults join up and swim together, side by side, they barely make a sound. Why is that? Kathleen is trying to find the answer.
Dolphins, like my pal Freckles, seldom move their mouths. They're basically ventriloquists.
To figure out which one is vocalizing, Kathleen spaced her new microphones about 3 feet apart to exaggerate the stereo sound.
There is one visual cue that a dolphin is vocalizing. It's called a bubble stream. Bubble streams often accompany whistles.
Even with her new videos as a guide, it's tough for Kathleen to track this group because individuals come and go freely. Kathleen has catalogued 125 dolphins by age and gender, giving each a name and a number. Dolphins are possibly the only other creatures besides us who call each other by name.
Who's the sliver? Freckles' buddy. Of the 125 dolphins I've studied, I was amazed to discover that adult females vocalize 3 times more than males. Why? As moms, adult females vocalize often to keep their frisky youngsters in line and teach them survival skills.
Megan, 34. Freckles, 78. Cash. Got it!
Most dolphins are highly vocal when they socialize, so I was really surprised to discover that these spotted dolphins are not. I wonder if the exceptional water clarity here is a factor.
I'll be watching you.
Perhaps dolphins who can see one another clearly communicate more through movement and touch. It's something to think about on the way back to port.
I'll be watching you.
I love Hopetown, but even here, I'm always thinking about dolphins.
Here on the island. Here on the island.
When I watch people on the street, I'm seeing dolphins in my mind's eye. Every human gesture echoes what I've just seen underwater. Like dolphins, we don't rely on sound alone to communicate. We use a rich vocabulary of gestures and postures and